US government reassess his status in the country to ascertain whether there is legal basis for his stay. Jake Sullivan, Joe Biden's national security advisor, says the administration would treat seriously such inquiries.
Britain's largest retailer has reported strong trading figures over Christmas, boosted by higher prices. From FSN's London bureau, Sally Patterson reports.
Tesco claims it took business from other premium grocers over Christmas. The supermarket reported that UK like-for-like sales were up 7.2% in the 6 weeks to the 7th of January. Chief Executive Ken Murphy said he was pleased with the company's performance over this period. Grocery rival Marks & Spencer saw a 6.3% rise in like-for-like food sales in the 13 weeks to the 31st of December. Both retailers saw growth in demand for cheaper value ranges as well as pricier items.
And inflation in the United States slowed to 6.5% year-on-year to December, suggesting the country's higher interest rates are succeeding in damping down price rises. Several members of the UK royal family have made their first public appearances since the publication of Prince Harry's controversial memoir. The Prince and Princess of Wales opened a new hospital in Liverpool and did not respond to reporters' questions about whether they felt hurt by the claims made in the book. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Brought to you by Triangle Access Broadcasting. Here's a look at the weather in the Oak 93.5 listening area. Mostly cloudy skies for this afternoon, occasional showers, breezy with highs in the upper 60s. Tonight will feature cloudy skies this evening with showers, but all of that clears out after midnight, lows in the upper 40s. Mostly sunny for your Friday, a little bit cooler, highs in the mid-50s. Friday night will be clear with lows around 32, and on Saturday, sunny but cold, highs only in the mid-40s. Keep it here on Oak 93.5. I'm Nowcast meteorologist Christopher Collin.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Chat City with P. Ross. Conversations and interviews are in the queue. Listen or join in. Here she is, P. Ross.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to a new show, 2023, Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, P. Ross, and I want to say it is lovely being back in the studio for the first time in 2023. Thank you for joining me, and I just want to say, I know it's belated, but Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We did our last show in November before the new year ended, or before last year ended. And so now today is our first show. And guess what? It's my first time in the studio alone. No guests with me today. So if you're watching by Facebook, I encourage you to join in. You can call me at 919-899-9305. Or if you're driving and listening to the show, feel free to call in at 919-899-9305. I would love to have your company in here with me today. All right. So 2023, what did you do New Year's Eve? I tell you what, I was supposed to be at a party New Year's Eve. That didn't happen for me. It was raining in my area, and I was supposed to travel to Charlotte, North Carolina to have fun with friends at a new place there called QC Soundstage. That did not happen for me, but I tell you what, I was just blessed to see another, another year. So I relaxed and I watched a little television and I was happy. I was happy with that. What did you do? If you want to share that information, give me a call at 919-899-9305. Like many others, I did set a goal for myself for 2023. New Year's resolutions are what we call them. What was your New Year's resolution? I mean, there was plenty of them out there, I'm sure. But for me, it was to lose weight. Lose weight. I'm just not happy with my weight right now. Everybody tell me I'm fine, but, you know, we have our own personal goals, and mine is to lose weight. So I have started on my weight loss journey. And I believe I will do well this year. I believe I will reach my goals. It's always good to have a friend to do those type goals with you. But I'm going solo this time. I'm going solo. And that's fine. That is fine. And I'm fine with that. Now, I'm sure there's many of you that also say too, hey, I want to lose weight. That's just a personal goal of mine. It's never been a New Year's resolution. I have a few things that I want to share with you, research that I have done, and just some of the things that I've chosen to do that, to meet these goals of mine of losing weight. All right. So, one of the things I started doing was drinking more water and cutting back on the sugary drinks. Sugar is a big problem when it comes to weight gain. So, sugar is one of the main things that I chosen to stay away from, and it's been a challenge. It has been a challenge, but bread is also another food that I had chosen to stay away from. That's been a challenge as well, but I can say that I have cut back. And have I seen any results yet? No, because we're only in 12 days of the new year, but hey, I do plan on seeing some. Okay. How about you? All right. But anyway, moving right along. Like I said, there's all kind of weight loss programs out there, and some of the research I've done on some of those things that I like to share with you. Again, of course, is sugars and breads. Junk food. Just what is junk food? Junk food is something that is sugary or just processed. Okay, so junk food is one of those things you want to stay away from if you're trying to lose weight. Now, I'm no nutritionist or guru or doctor or anything like that, but these are things we've heard down through the years. I'm just reinforcing them and encouraging you to do so if this is one of the things you'd like to try to do, lose weight. All right, now exercise. How many of you exercise? I do not. All right. And I always say I don't have time to exercise. And then there are some things, I have health issues that don't allow me to exercise as much as I would like to. However, walking at a slow pace may help. Long distance may help me. But exercise, find a gym, or just doing it right there at home, inside your home, maybe with a video or something like that. You can just do things right there inside the home, or like I said, a gym, to help you lose weight by exercising. All right. But here's the thing. You got to stick to it. You've got to stick to this. Okay. And like I said, a buddy is always good to help you with these little things. Another thing that you could do to help you lose weight is try a colon cleanse. Now, before you try a colon cleanse, I would recommend that you talk to your physician. There's several colon cleanses out there that can help you. Years ago, I tried a Chinese herbal cleanse, and I thought that thing would kill me. But you'd be surprised what comes out of your body when you do that type of thing. Now, the herbal cleanse that I took some years ago consisted of herbs, just different herbs, and I think there was 6 different types of herbs in a capsule form, and they were packaged, and I had to take those with plenty of water 3 times a day. And along with that, I could not eat breads. I had to stay away from red meats. The only meat I could eat was like chicken, turkey, and fish. And that is because it was known of, or it was said that red meats stay in your system longer than 8 hours. It sits in your colon 8 hours. And we are supposed to eliminate all of that stuff immediately after we finish eating, or sometime soon after you eat a meal. But the colon cleanse is supposed to help rid of toxins and parasites and all that gunky stuff that that clogs your colon. And I'll tell you this little thing that was told to me by a herbalist one time. They told me to think of your colon as a kitchen sink. You don't pour grease down your kitchen sink. You don't, well, if you have a garbage disposal, that's a different story. But you are mindful of what you let go down your kitchen sink. And your kitchen sink can get clogged. So you don't want to put anything in there constantly that's going to clog your kitchen sink. Think of your colon the same way. It must be rid of clunky things, and it must be free of toxins and things of that nature. Okay, so colon cleanses, and there are several out there. As we mentioned earlier, processed foods. You want to stay away from processed foods. Try unsweetened drinks. Unsweetened drinks like unsweetened iced tea. Or you can possibly make your own smoothies without any sugar added to it. Or natural sugars may be better for you, such as your fruits, your pineapples and watermelons, things of that nature. So try unsweetened tea or unsweetened coffee. Don't put any sugars in there. I know Northerners tend to get drinks or offer drinks in restaurants unsweetened before they do sweeten. That's something I learned a while back. Southerners tend to sweeten their iced teas and coffees all the time and offer it like that in restaurants and things of that nature. But steer clear from the sugars in your soft drinks or in your drinks. Something I was told by my doctor some time ago was don't skip a meal. And I didn't quite understand, but she was like, don't skip a meal. Make sure you have breakfast, make sure you eat lunch, and make sure you have dinner. However, use smaller portion sizes. Some suggest use a smaller plate. So smaller portion sizes is an idea to help you on your weight loss journey. You got to read your food labels. Look at what you're putting into your body. We are what we eat. We've heard that many times over and over and over again. So just make sure you're reading your ingredients, what you're putting in your bodies. Read those labels. Look at the carbohydrates that you're putting into your body. Make sure that they are at a low number. Okay, so those sugars on those foods that you're choosing, make sure they are at a low number. Okay, eat a high fiber diet. A high fiber diet takes us back to the colon, helping you to eliminate everything that you put in there. So a high fiber diet, your wheats and your things like apples and things of that nature, they will help you eliminate and get rid of waste out of that colon. We also mentioned, let me go back here to this other document that I have, far as helping you on your weight loss journey for the new year. I have a recipe for a smoothie, a Simply Green smoothie, and this was provided by simplygreensmoothies.com. They had a lot of great recipes on there, healthy recipes, and I'm a fan of smoothies. I like smoothies. I never have time to blend my own smoothie, but I've made it a point to do that this year, just to get all the ingredients I need to make a wonderful smoothie, a healthy smoothie, and as a meal replacement to help me slim down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. First, you need a high-powered blender. You need that, first of all. You're going to need 1 cup of kale or spinach. I look at maybe putting both of these items together for a smoothie. Get you 1 cup of almond milk, unsweetened, okay? Unsweetened. We talked about sugars earlier. Get you a cup of blueberries. Now, this recipe suggests frozen blueberries, but I'm thinking you don't have to use frozen blueberries. But frozen is what they call for. Also, on this recipe, it calls for a cup of bananas, 1 teaspoon of almond butter, or raw almonds. You can use raw almonds in this particular recipe, and 2 teaspoons of rolled oats. Now, I don't know if I would like the rolled oats in drink, but that's what this recipe calls for. And also homemade protein powder. It calls for 1 teaspoon of homemade protein powder. What is homemade protein powder? I do not know. You can look that up, but it's also mentioned as optional in this particular recipe. Now, this recipe did not call for ice, and perhaps maybe this is why they suggested frozen blueberries, but I recommend putting ice in the smoothie. I have tried smoothies before without putting any ice in it, and I just didn't like it. I needed that cold sensation to go along with my smoothie. So add ice to that, okay? All right, so that's just a little recipe to help you on your weight loss journey if you're a fan of smoothies, or even if you haven't tried smoothies. This is something to get you started. And again, it was provided by simplygreensmoothies.com. Visit that website and you'll see other recipes there that are healthy and nutritious and that may help you on your weight loss journey. Now, something I heard or saw the other day on social media was the food pyramid. Do you remember those food pyramids they taught us about in school, in grade school? The 4 basic food groups, what was nutritional and what was healthy and supposedly help us maintain an ideal weight. Okay, so someone has changed the food pyramid again. And this time, it's just unbelievable what they've changed it to. Now, it has changed over the years, and it was created and started in Sweden in 1970, from what I gathered, or 1974, from what I gathered in my research. But this new food pyramid suggests that frosted mini wheats, frosty mini wheats, should be a part of the basic food group chain. Can you believe that? Frosted mini wheats. Now, that is interesting to me. I've got to look back at that, and that will be a whole nother show. We would have to bring a nutritionist in here to talk to us about that one. But I just found that one to be quite interesting. But yeah, so that was just wanted to share with you some of what I considered for my New Year's resolution or my New Year's goals. All right, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I'm your host, P. Ross, on the same day but a new hour, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm doing a very first. I am solo, no guest in the studio with me today or on the air with me today. If you would like to call in and just chat with me and join in on my conversation, call me at 919-899-9305. I would love to have you. All right. I was talking about New Year's resolutions, ideals, and goals. Here are some that seem to be ideal for a lot of other people. And I'm just going to read some of those off right now. One, a lot of people tend to want to quit smoking and make that part of their New Year's resolution. Quit smoking. We know smoking kills. We know it's not good to smoke cigarettes and things of that nature, but quit smoking. I will urge you to maybe get some assistance with that by checking in with your physician. I know there are a lot of patches and other solutions to help one stop smoking more than ever before. And that I feel like that's a good resolution because it promotes a healthier body and a better you. Another ideal or resolution or goal that people tend to make for New Year's is spending less money. Spending less money. My little idea on helping you to spend less money is go generic. Generic, we find a lot of times is just as good as the best that you buy. So that's an idea for you to help not spend so much money as you may have done in the past. Another popular New Year's resolution is be more positive. Whoa. is me attitude is not a good one to have, and get rid of that. How about put on a smile instead? Be more friendlier. Say hello to someone and make their day. If something tends to be negative in a conversation, maybe don't indulge in the conversation, or just find a way to turn it around and make it one of a positive one. Another goal that people tend to do during the new year is, or implement, is pay off debt. That's a very good one, I think. Pay off your debts. Get those credit reports and see who you owe, what you owe, and start paying them back. You know, even if it's little by little, if you don't have the whole amount to pay them right off, I'm pretty sure they will accept what little payments that you can make towards them until you pay them off. That's not so bad, is it? Yeah. All right. So become debt free. Another goal that people tend to make during a new year or a new season is to get organized. Now, that's one of my goals, to get organized. Not that I'm a junkie person, but sometimes I tend to let things go a little longer than I should. A spare room, office space, or just personal business things. Try throwing some things away. That may help you to get a little organized. Another goal for others is spend less time on the phone and social media. Now, I've noticed on my Facebook page, they tell me how much time I've spent on Facebook. And I'm like, wow, okay, thank you for that little tidbit. That time should be spent doing other things more meaningful, I guess. But spending less time on the phone, social media, it's a good thing to do. Another goal for some is to get more sleep. I agree with that. I am one that definitely needs more sleep, and it's kind of hard for me to do. Challenging for me to go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock. I just marvel at people that do that. They tell me I'm in the bed, but they're at the crack of dawn at 5 and 6 in the morning. They can get up without any problems at all. So thumbs up to you that can do that. But for those that struggle with that, try your best to get some more sleep, and it should make for a better you. How about volunteering? That is on this list of goals to do as a New Year's resolution or improvements for yourself. Volunteer. Find a youth group or a senior program that may need volunteers. I'm sure that would be great. Here's another one. Get a hobby. Get a hobby. There's lots of things we could do out there as far as a hobby. And my last one for the day is quit procrastinating. Quit procrastinating. I need to apply that one for myself. All right. So, if you're just tuning in, I'm Pauline P. Ross on Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, and I am in the studio solo today. It feels a little different, but all right. I am here. And if you would like to join me in on the chat, give me a call at 919-899-9305. Your company is welcomed. All right. Before I go on, I want to offer my condolences to the family of one who passed away a couple of days ago, and that is Miss Lynette Hardaway, a North Carolinian who was an avid Trump supporter. She's African American, and she's also known by the name Diamond. She was part of the famous sister duo Diamond and Silk, who were people that ditched their Democratic stance and moved over as conservatives. Now, I followed these young ladies mainly because we live near the same, our towns are near each other. So I thought it was interesting that they chose to do what they did, and they became very unpopular with the African American community once they decided to do that. But yet they stood 10 toes down and decided to just continue with what they believed was right for them. And I admire the way that their strength during that time that they did that. They chose to do that, which was around 2016. They gained a lot of supporters from the Republican community, and especially former President Donald J. Trump. He tweeted his condolences and also made the announcement of the passing of Lynette Diamond Hardaway. And so I just want to say again, I offer my condolences to her family. I'm going to say, yes, I was a fan. And it's heartbreaking when anyone passes away, no matter who they are and what they stand for. So, again, Miss Diamond, you were what can I say? You were not popular with a lot of people. I'm not going to say you were hated by a lot of people, but I will say you were loved by many, and your presence will surely be missed. Miss Hardaway was 51 years of age, and her cause of death is unknown. On a lighter note, Country Wayne. How many of you are Country Wayne fans? I am. If you don't know who Country Wayne is, I'm going to hope to enlighten you to who he is today. Country Wayne, spelled with a K. Country, the word country spelled with a K. Country Wayne is a comedian, and he is hot and popping. That's what I say. He's hot and popping. Country Wayne is a comedian who has taken the internet by storm with his skits. Now, his skits consist of several different characters that he's made up, but mainly he has focused his skits around his own personal life. Country Wayne is a single man, but he's the father of 10 children. Yes, that's right, 10 children. And he has taken the world by storm with implementing his 10 children into his skits. He did a skit, or he did a tour, I should say, a comedy tour back in 2017 called the Child Support Tour, which I think is hilarious. But he packed out theaters and he packed out arenas with this tour. And he's gained more followers now than ever with these skits that he offers like 2 and 3 times a day on a daily basis. His skits are very engaging. You have to watch these things. I mean, I'm tuned in. A couple of my friends are tuned in, and we're tagging each other when the next skit is on. They're like soap operas. They crack me up. They're hilarious, most of all. And he's even recently added an after show where he has a host coming in talking about the topic of the day that they have implemented in their skits. It is, just something to see. Country Wayne is on tour. He's on the Help Is On The Way tour. His Help Is On The Way tour begins soon, if not already. I do know he's going to be in North Carolina March 3rd and March 4th. I am waiting to see Country Wayne either in Greensboro or Fayetteville, North Carolina. I have not purchased my tickets yet, but it is my plan to do so. And just look at his website, Country Wayne. He's an amazing young man, and I think he's around 34 or 35 years of age. Hilarious and very brilliant. Now, his mantra, help is on the way, that comes from his belief in God and helping him meeting many, being the source of what can I say? The source of refuge in many of the crazy situations that he has been in. He always says God or Jesus is popping. Jesus is the reason he always come out on top. So I like that. Being that I'm a Christian, I like that he always promotes Jesus, and I just love what he's doing with entertainment today. So if you can, check out Country Wayne. I think you will not be disappointed. All right. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I'm your host, P. Ross. This is our first show, 3 o'clock p.m., different time today. And I am in the studio without any guest. I usually have a guest on the show, but I was going to try it solo today and see how well we do. If you want to be my guest today, give me a call at 919-899-9305. We can bring you in on this chat. All right. And if you have anyone that you know of that is worthy of talk show, what I mean by that is they have an interesting story, or they are someone with new music. They're an artist with their own original music and things of that nature. Give me a call. I would love to have them on the show. Now, you can contact me at www.whiskentertainment.com. That's WHISK entertainment.com. And you can go to the contact tab and put that information there, even if it's you yourself that would like to be featured on the radio here at Oak 93.5 on my show, Chat City with P. Ross. I would love to arrange that for you. Okay? All right. Now, one of the other things that I did over the holiday season, I went to the movies. And I went to the movies to see one of the artists that I'm a fan of, and that is the late, great Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. How many Whitney Houston fans do we have out there? I'm certainly one of them. And have been for a very, very long time. Whitney Houston, I don't have to say much about her. You know, she was known as The Voice. She was born in Newark, New Jersey, and I don't have her birth date, but she tragically left us on February the 11th, 2012, unexpectedly in a hotel in Beverly Hills or in California. I was shocked. I remember the day that the news of her death came through. I was actually on the phone with a very good friend, and that friend was watching television at that time. And just out of her mouth, in the middle of our conversation, she goes, "Whitney Houston dead, 48. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she said they just flashed across the screen that Whitney Houston died. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And we were, of course, trying to figure out what happened. Well, either way, it was a sad situation. And like many of you, we just mourned the death of that talent. But anyway, since her death, there has been so many rumors and different things that have come out, so many different stories, documentaries, just different things that have come out about her and the life of the late, great Whitney Houston. The latest being a movie called Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And that released in the theaters on December the 23rd of 2022. Now, this movie was especially interesting to me, and that is because the producers were Clive Davis, Pat Houston, and a few others. Now, the two names that I mentioned, Clive Davis and Pat Houston, were very instrumental people in the life of Whitney Houston. And I'm sure many of you know that. Clive Davis, of course, is a big music executive, and he is known for discovering the talent of Whitney Houston. He is the one that helped her get to where she got to, on top. And Pat Houston was known as Whitney Houston's assistant. She was her manager, and she was also a family member. She was her sister-in-law, very close to Miss Houston, Whitney Houston. And so these two people, to have their input and say so into this movie, made it very interesting for me. And I thought believable. Now, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I wasn't impressed. Why? The very first thing I noticed right off the bat, and as many of you, because I've read reviews behind that, was this actress that they chose for this part to play Whitney Houston looked nothing like Whitney Houston. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this movie or not. Well, I decided to go pay for the ticket and see the movie anyway. And I just want to give 2 thumbs up to actress Naomi Ackie, who did an excellent job in convincing me that she was Whitney Houston. I mean, she really embodied her. Even though it was Whitney's voice that we heard throughout the film. Naomi Ackie, I mean, she really must have studied Whitney because she had her mannerisms down packed, just everything, and all the videos that we saw over the years, and the way that they depicted them in this movie, this film. This actress did an excellent job doing that. So here was another thing. This movie was 2 hours and 26 minutes long. But I tell you what, I sat in that theater with my popcorn, my buttered popcorn, and those 2 hours went by very fast. And I say that because I really did enjoy this film. I think they did an excellent job putting it together. It's one of the better ones that I've seen out of all the ones that I've seen. And if you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to do so. With that said, I've chosen to just hit some Whitney Houston tunes for my show today. And some of these you may remember, some of them you may not. And because of the time of the show, I'm not able to play all of my favorite ones, but I just wanted to bring back some memories of the ones that you may have forgotten about. One is, Why Does It Hurt So Bad? Now, after seeing the movie and going home, and for some strange reason, that particular song just stuck in my head. I don't know why. And I never knew all the words to that song. It was one I didn't really pay attention to back when it first released. But for some reason now, it's just ringing in my head. I don't know why. And I've actually tried to learn the lyrics to it. And it's just been really good. So I would like to share it with you today. Why Does It Hurt So Bad? And it was actually written by Babyface.
Why does it hurt so bad? Why do I feel so sad? Thought I was over you, but I keep crying when I don't love you. So why does it hurt so bad? I thought I had let you go, so why does it hurt me so? I gotta get you out of my head. It hurts so bad.
Why Does It Hurt So Bad? Wow, the late great Whitney Houston. I like that song. I don't know why, but I just do. It's a little sad, but it's good though. All right. Now, here was another popular song back in the 80s, and I think this is when I first remembered Whitney as a teenager coming up in the 80s. Didn't We Almost Have It All? Didn't We Almost Have It All? Actually, I remember that song being sung when I was on the campus of Winston-Salem State during the Mr. and Mrs. Ram pageant that we had there. There was a young lady, I don't remember her name, that got on stage and sung that song live. She just brought life to it, to me. And this next one, Didn't We Almost Have It All?
Remember when we held on in the rain, the nights we once again. We can take the night into tomorrow, living on feelings, touching you, I feel it all again. Didn't we almost have it all?
Didn't we almost have it all? Ooh, ooh, that is a good song right there. I always like that song. Didn't we almost have it all? All right, this next Whitney Houston tune, I'm Every Woman. Now, the first time I think we ever heard this, it sang by the great Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. I love some Shaka Khan too. But then Whitney came in and sang this song, I'm Every Woman. And it's a theme song for a lot of other women out there that just have that, you know, when they want to be superwoman, this is a great theme song for women today. I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston.
Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. 'Cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. It's all in me.
Okay, I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston. All right, that is, like I said, a great theme song for women today. And women wear a lot of hats, okay? We wear a lot of hats. So we wear that crown. We wear that title. I'm Every Woman. I'm Every Woman. All right. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross on Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. I'm your host, P. Ross, and this is my first solo show today. No guests with me in the building, but I'm having fun doing this thing right here, and I'm catching hold to it, getting the hang of it, and I appreciate you tuning back in with me today. All right. I've been talking about Whitney Houston. I mentioned the song, the movie, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And I am a Whitney Houston fan. I went to see that over the holidays and thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Want to encourage you to see it if you have not already, and especially if you're a Whitney Houston fan. So I decided to tribute her today by playing some of her popular tunes. Some you may have forgotten about. I wish I could play the whole catalog of her songs, but that's impossible to do here today. And so I'm just playing some of my favorites, okay? Another song that I loved by Whitney Houston was How Will I Know? How Will I Know? Again, this takes me back to the 80s when she first got on the scene and was doing those videos. How Will I Know was one of the most favorite videos of mine that she's done. And the set that in which they did that on, they showed that in the movie I Want to Dance with Somebody, and they showed how they put that video together, and it was pleasing to watch, and it was fun to watch, just seeing what they did behind the scenes to make it happen for all of us that enjoy her music. So this next song, How Will I Know, by Miss Whitney Houston. Okay, I just only wanted to play a snippet of that for you. How will I know? I love that song. All right, another one of my favorites from Whitney Houston. You Give Good Love to Me. You Give Good Love, that's what it's called. But You Give Good Love to Me, that's something. That's a good love song for somebody, okay? All right, so we're going to play a little bit of that for you today, too.
I found out what I've been missing, always on the run. I've been looking for someone. Now you're here like you've been.
All right, You Give Good Love. Now, this next song that I'm going to play for you, Count on Me, Count on Me. This song has a lot of meaning. She sung it with CeCe Winans, and I thought they did a great job collaborating on this piece. You Can Count on Me, or Count on Me. All right, and it's a good song for friends or just any couple that feel this way about each other. Here we go. Count on me.
Me through thick and thin, a friendship I will never end. When you are weak, I will be strong, helping you to carry on. Call on me, I will be there. Don't be afraid. Please believe me when I say, count on. I can see it's hurting you.
All right, Count on Me with CeCe Winans. I love that song. Very nice song. All right, I got a couple of more for you, and then we're going to sign off for today. You've been listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I'm your host, P. Ross, and we are on Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. You can find us here each Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, and if you'd like to be a guest on the show, just reach out to me on whiskentertainment.com under contact, and we will see about getting you a spot on the show. Okay, now this next song is called My Heart is Calling. It was written for the movie The Preacher's Wife, in which she starred in with Denzel Washington, another one of my favorites. Okay, and this was written by Babyface. Here we go.
Who would have thought of it, that I might feel like this? Some kind of wonderful, there's nothing quite comparable.
All right, that was My Heart is Calling on You. And the very last song, little snippet I'm going to play for you by Whitney Houston was also written for the movie The Preacher's Wife that she starred in with Denzel Washington. And this one is I Go to the Rock that she did with Mississippi Mass Choir, or Georgia Mass. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to end the show with this today. I thank you for tuning in. We're taking Whitney back to her spiritual roots, and enjoy.
do I go when there's nobody else to turn to? Who do I talk to?